And what are you looking at here today?
You know, both teams, obviously, they made it this far in the tournament. This is the third round, and so they're going to be. It should be a really, really good match. You know, Carrie's feeling strong and healthy. Her partner is, you know, good. She's an Olympian.
From Switzerland.
And the team, yeah, from Switzerland. And
her partner also
Caitlin Ledoux.
And Gina Urango's coming out next. They're introducing her from the United States. This team has been together for a short amount of time, but they've got good chemistry, as I hear, and they've been really up to this task to play against Carrie Walsh Jennings and Urango Vergé-Dépré today. And the crowd's filling in today. It's been a different day. We started off a bit cold. The sun's coming out.
It was 60 degrees this morning, but it warmed up. Sun is out. It's very nice right now. Perfect playing conditions. Not too windy. On the outer courts, the other courts, just a little bit. They're on the other side of the stadium here, and it's a little more breezy out there. Hob and Dodd are out there. At least they were earlier calling games. But we're on center court here.
1440 California.
You say it?
Vergé-Dépré.
Happy to be back. A four-time.
And everybody knows who her partner is for this tournament. It's Carrie Walsh Jennings. This is an invitational. This is quite a unique event where the players can go and play with whoever they want. So we have United States and Switzerland against the United States and the United States. Kind of a different format, one of the first that really has happened, Sinjin.
Yeah, in fact, for a major international event, it is the first event. It is the first time. And you're seeing teams from Brazil, mixed with Brazil, USA, teams from Spain, teams from all over the world, you know, in a very, very high-level event.
And off we go.
2 out of 3 games to 21. First side out.
Boy, great swing by Caitlin Ledoux, challenging the block of Carrie Walsh at the net, and Gina Urango back to serve. This is a task that is they're up to, and I feel like that this is going to be a competitive game. Let's see how consistent they are. They attack Carrie Walsh right off the bat.
That's a big hit, big cross-court spike inside the block. I think everybody is going to test Carrie just to make sure that she's feeling good and her shoulder's all right. And I think watching her warm up and seeing her play her first match of the day, she looked really good. Her arm seems like there's no problem at all. But when you've had that many surgeries, you got to test her out. You got to see how she's going to do.
And this is a great up. One-handed, pops this thing up. Carrie goes and gives her the perfect set. She just does a little pokey down the line. What a great point. Couple points in a row for Walsh Jennings and Vergé-Dépré. And here's another opportunity that hits the line with a great dig, Sinjin.
That's pretty unbelievable. That was a pretty hard hit, and Anouk was down low. One arm stabbed that thing and came right over and hit the line. There's an ace.
Well, you would say ever in a fiddle, go deep middle, but we'll go ever in a fiddle, go short middle. And there's the first ace of the game by Carrie Walsh. Very experienced, knows how to move that ball around, putting pressure on their opponents. Here's Urango going and chopping that ball inside. Urango and Caitlin Ledoux, pretty good team. What do you think?
I think probably a challenge to get to the finals. I mean, they're that good. It's unfortunate he came up against Carrie Walsh and Anouk at this point in the tournament. But this is anyone's game.
That's a really good dig by Gina Urango on the left side, and sure enough, puts that ball away with a retreating Carrie Walsh. Digs that ball right here, gets a great set. She backs up and just doesn't make the move all the way back and misses that dig. Point goes to Urango. Walsh and Jennings up 4-3.
Ooh, block just caught the line, and that it looks like a hard ball to hit. When Carrie comes around to hit the ball back to the line, it's just an awkward play. Great diving dig, get another chance. Back set. Carey tries to get it down the line, but the block keeps it in the court. That was a big hit by Carey. She went up full swing, cross court. Doesn't look like there's any problem at all with her shoulder.
I don't know if it's easier or harder for her. She's playing the left side this year, and a couple years ago she was playing the right down in Rio. Kind of her offside, and she wasn't all that effective and maybe put a lot of pressure on her shoulder by swinging the ball in a just different direction. When you've played one side for as long as she has, it's hard to really kind of adjust to that other side. But this is Carey Walsh. She is a different human being and obviously a 3-time gold medalist up for the task.
Again, that nice high swing, hard middle of the court, that's, you know, that's the real deal right there. I don't think they're going to serve her much longer if she keeps swinging like that.
There's a nice pass by Caitlin. Caitlin goes and chops that ball just out long, but it was a nice pass. Ball got set just a little low. She just couldn't get to that ball quick enough.
She never got there. She started approach for too far away for that height of a set.
Right.
So Anouk can hit from the left side too.
And it's a very easy play. They try to go on two. Urango tries to put the ball away, and Anouk goes and gobbles that ball up and then chops the ball up. And they score a couple points in a row very, very quickly.
There's that short serve. And out.
And now that's 3 in a row. So game of momentum. Points are scored in bunches. And sure enough, Walsh Jennings and Vergé-Dépré up 9-5 on the side switch.
And you know what we've seen all day, Randy, is short serve has gotten everybody in trouble. Everybody. The guys, the girls, everybody.
And so there's a little choppy inside, and Carey slapping her hands, trying to go and say, gosh, I should have got that ball. But you know what? Time will happen, and she will get to that ball. She just missed off on that one. So we've got a kind of a close game right now. Walsh and Jennings up by 3, receiving serve. We got Caitlin Ledoux back to serve. Good chemistry by this team. Let's see if they can go and put together and muster up a couple points in a row. They go to Jennings, and Jennings gets ball gobbled up by, and then there's the big block at the net. Somebody touched the net. Net's been moving around a little bit. And we're going to get a little replay and see if who touched the net and who missed what, because I can't tell.
It might have been the ball.
Yeah, it could have been the ball,
ricocheting
but
off the block.
Somebody's.
Yeah, it was the ball hitting off the block.
Yeah.
Urango putting it out of bounds. Not a great set, but still you got to keep that ball in play.
In a quick timeout by Caitlin Ledoux and Gina Urango.
Down 11-6.
Yeah, 11-6. What do you do in this situation, St. John? You're down against really, I would say, one of the best teams in the world, and because obviously whoever Carey plays with is going to be considered that.
Well, you can't make mistakes. You can't hit the ball out of bounds. That's an unforced error. I mean, granted it wasn't a great set, but you've got to put the ball back on your opponents and force them to make a good play to score a point. So the bottom line is no unforced errors when you're playing against, you know, one of the best teams in the world.
We've been talking about the wind patterns. It's been kind of swirling all day long, but now it's kind of a cross wind along the net. So from our left to right, where we're seeing the court, right as we're seeing it, the wind is from our back. We're looking at it straight ahead here. So I would say the left side of the court, the right side player is going to be the target, and on the other side, to my right, the left side player is going to be the target. And there you see the flags, but again, you're not going to understand it unless they back out and see the court, and you'll understand where, yeah, there it is. You can see which way the wind's blowing, and it's a factor. And so the teams that are going to learn that as quicker than anybody are going to be to the advantage. And there is a kind of a mistake that you shouldn't be made out of a timeout.
Yeah, it's not a huge, the wind really isn't a huge advantage, I don't think, at this point. It's not super strong down on the court. Up where those flags are, it's above the court, but down on the court, it's not a very strong wind. And for sure, The wind didn't blow that serve.
That ball got blown out a million miles. Sinjin doesn't know what he's talking about. And here's Kerry Walsh back to serve. I think that there is a little bit. I think, it's going to be interesting. So they go to the right sider, so they're not maybe seeing that down there. And there's a free ball. Here's a ball that's dug. They're going to go 1, 2, 3.
Low set. And Nook went way outside for a high set. And there, she got to poke it back. There you go. That's a nice fake. You know, when the ball's up close to the net, you got to go up and at least fake like you're going to swing to mess up the defense, so they don't come and make the play, just like that.
More importantly, Sinjin, how many times did you scream and yell at me, stay at the net, and then you can just be a force with just your presence out there to go and score that point, and sure enough it was. There's another mistake by Caitlin Ledoux or Gina Urango, the team, hitting that ball out long, and the point goes to Kerry Walsh Jennings and a
technical timeout. 21 points, technical timeout. So they get they don't have to call a timeout, they get a break. Try to slow things down, come back out, and try not to make all the errors. You know, it's hard. I think for anybody, it's hard to play against Kerry Walsh. Just knowing what she's done and what she's meant to the sport, that's worth a few points right from the very start.
Yeah, and I think that there's a little bit of an advantage here. Here, look at Marcio talking to them as a coach, seeing as another set of eyes. The other team of Ledoux and Urango, they do not have a coach over there. There's nobody talking to them. There's nobody hyping them up. There's nobody helping them out, as I can see right now. I think that there's a photographer close, might be, but that's it, So there's nobody. They're all by themselves, and, I don't really care how long you play together and how well you know each other. That other set of eyes is just so convincingly good to have, and obviously information is where it's at that moment. Sometimes you're not seeing the game as we are on the sidelines.
Well, I think we're seeing it different from everybody. That's a great hit. No block up. Turn it back to the line. I think our perspective, Randy, I mean, not only, did we play for 11 years together, but both of our careers over 20 years, that we look at the game, I think, differently than a lot of other people. And we've been in almost every circumstance you can imagine. And that's what makes, great players, is knowing what to do under every circumstance.
The great thing about, playing together as a team, and it's a rarity in this day and age that teams stay together for any length of time. Obviously, Kerry Walsh, with her partner winning gold medals 3 in a row, they are an exception. They stayed together. Sinjin and I, we were together for 11 years. It definitely helps. It helps in regards to just competing against your opponent, where they just think that they can't beat you, and if they get to a certain point where they are in that position to beat you, they kind of fold at the end. And that's the advantage of staying together and being a quality team. There's a good little touch by Kerry Walsh at the top of the net in a 50-50 kind of joust. Just reaching a bit taller.
16-8, I really thought it'd be a closer game. But we'll see. There's still time. Maybe not in this game, but the second game, to turn it around and come back.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing for me in this game is that Caitlin Ledoux and Gina Urango has been serving Kerry Walsh the majority of the time, and Kerry's is Kerry, and let's see if they change things up, because you know what, they don't know the Switzerland player, or they feel like that's just too good. So their side out ability is just really high end right now. And obviously up 17-9, they're in total control of the game. And here it is, Sinjin, you call it.
Well, nice high set, high swing off the top of the block. Again, I don't know what they're looking for with Kerry. She's swinging very well. She doesn't seem to be having any problem moving the ball around. I don't know. Are they trying to tire her out, Randy? What do you think?
I don't know if there's any.
Because she's blocking also. So
it's not the right thinking. I have to say, you don't go to a left side player. Left side player sees the entire court. You got to go to the right side player, to the middle from the left side, and get that girl into some trouble so she shoots this ball over the court. On that note, they serve a ball down the line that gets Kerry into a little trouble. But Let's see, Carey makes the play. Let's see what she does from about 15 feet off. Rolls the ball back short. Gina has a chance. And then, sure enough, there's a point. So on that play, they score a point. But look at the difference in the game right now. 11-17, down by 6. A big, hard, and a tall mountain to climb right now for Gina and Ledoux.
See, do they keep on Carey? Yep. To no avail. What?
No,
Sure,
that ball
yeah,
was good. They got it right there. What I really like about that, you know, you can go to the cut shot with your open hand, but you got to have a little bit of a knuckle shot, right? You got to come back with a little bit of a knuckle, and that's the only way you're going to get that ball back. And sure enough.
Plus, you contact it just that much higher by hitting it off the knuckles versus the palm of your hand. But it only works, you know, it doesn't work all the time. You got to do it on a close set.
No doubt.
Nice shot over the block.
That was impressive. She passed the ball very well, but what made that whole play is that she got out on this outside approach. So she comes from the outside to the inside all casually. So the blocker's got to make a move one way or the other, and she goes and chisel it by the block by Carey Walsh. And here's another little pokey back to the line. Goes, this works once, let's go back to it twice.
I think the girls use the pokey way more than the guys do. The guys are more about hitting the ball. The girls are a lot more about finessing the ball around. Even though everyone on this court, all the girls can really hit the ball and can hammer the ball. I mean, look at that. What an incredible block. Carey made a huge move into the angle to get that ball. So she starts right in front and then jumps inside to get that angle. That's a great block.
Carey got into what we call no man's land. She just never got to the net and never got back into the defensive play. And she gives her a little fist to the chest. There you're going, you know better than that. Caitlin Ledoux back to serve, trailing by 7. Point game for Carey Walsh, swinging from the left side, and sure enough, a little choppy, and that's the first set, St.
21-13.
21-13, just a quick game.
That's more or less a rout.
Let's give it up a little bit, San Jose. Set 1.
Let's see how Carey actually did that game.
And a nice ace serve, a little block to the middle of the court. Carey's been doing all chisels. This one off the net. This one's a little pokey back to the line. She did that twice, and there's Marcio talking to the team, talking to the team. It's just so important to keep you engaged and understanding that you want more and more and more. So there's certainly an advantage of having this coach, and obviously an experienced one. And they've been together and they communicate very well. They've been together for quite a long time, many, many years. So it's always a reset right now where we see Carey Walsh and her partner, Urango Vergé-Dépré, coming out for the second set. Coach following her going, hey, can you listen to me a little bit longer? You're not listening to me.
They want to get out on the court. They want to finish this game.
Exactly.
The second game. Games to 21. Third game to 15 if they have to.
What does Caitlin Ledoux and Gina Urango need to do to come back in this game, a must-win situation for them?
Oh, they got to serve tough. And maybe change, you know, they serve Carey that whole game. How about if they change it up and serve it up? See what happens. Put some pressure on her, you know, serve after serve after serve. Anyone can side out a couple times. Can they do it over and over and over again? Yeah,
that's an unforced error right there, and there's no touch on the block. That's just a little mistake by Carey Walsh. Easy passing. You could have served that ball underhand. Gina's got to go and serve this ball something. This ball's got to be served from the right side, either down the line or cross court sharp. And there's the one down the line, just out of bounds. I like the pace and the tempo of that serve, much, much stronger to go and get her into trouble. But she gambled and she gave that one away, tied up at 1-all.
You know, I don't mind them really serving tougher and taking chances, considering the way they lost that first game. They got to put pressure on Carey and Anouk. There it is, over the block.
Yeah, that's an interesting play. She covers the ball and then she asks for the back set where she comes around on the right side with the ball drifting away from her. She's got to chop that ball from the right side back down to the line, and she's successful with that good swing. Strong girl.
Yeah, I really think they got to change it up. Carrie's just too strong. She's siding out really
and
easily.
As you see, Carrie just passes that ball straight up and down, and it gets a good set and just pounds this ball cross court. And she knows that ball's drifting to the inside, so she giddy-ups on that ball and puts that ball away, as Gina does the same. As we got a little seesaw match going on right now, 2-2. Gina's got to go back to serve, as we said before. Let's see what type of serving she does. She goes to the, again, straight to her. Doesn't even make her move all that much. Well, here's an opportunity. Again, another opportunity. Her partner, Vergé-Dépré, gets blocked. Carrie Walsh out of the middle, gets soft blocked. Ball gets put away. Just too consistent over there, St. John. Too consistent.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, Carrie's in a groove. They got to change it up. When Anouk got that one ball, she did get blocked. Obviously, they recovered and put the ball away, but she did get blocked. Nice hit off the block.
Yeah.
Tooling the block.
Yeah, nice start. It started all with the pass, good set, and a little chisel down the line. Again, ball from that side drifting inside as she chisels that ball down the line off the block for the point. And we have Caitlin Ledoux back to serve. She's serving out of the ball out of the middle. Now, I would go to the right sider, just like you're saying, but you know what? They don't have a coach, and they listen to me. They're listening to me from up top here. And they go to the right side, and it's just not a great block. She's off balance right there, but it's the right thinking. Okay, just get her out to the line or start the serve from the left side further of an angle to the middle of the court where she's got to chop that ball back to the middle, and maybe something's going to happen.
One-legged takeoff didn't work for Carrie that time. She just missed the back line. So we got a game. I mean, it's close. Let's see if Gina and Caitlin can hang in there. That's not going to help.
It seemed like that serve was a little rushed. You know, you think about one thing and you try to do something different at the very end to try to be tricky, and the serve goes into the net. And here's the girl from Switzerland serving that ball cross court, and I like that. And then they go to the backside, which is a better play because you're going to go and get that ball drifting out to the right hand. And Caitlin Ledoux puts that ball away against Carrie Walsh. And again, since we got a 1-point game, it's Urango's up by 1 right now, and so they're fighting, and this is what we want to see.
Okay, look what happened. They did serve Anouk again, and she made an error. So the rest of this game, they should be serving Anouk if they really think they're going to do something different than last game.
There has been a wound open, and you'd think that the Sharks are circling. And sure enough, they let the bait get off the hook, and the ball goes out long, and it gives the point to Walsh and Vergé-Dépré. It's a tough one, you know. You score a point like that and you let them off that hook like that. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the difference between winning and losing. And they go to Gina on the right side now. They're still staying that way. There's a nice little soft block, one up, and that's maybe why they're saying, I'm not going to serve her. She's just too big and too strong. Puts that ball away with ease.
So they're both tall and strong. You know, either one of them. But we know what's been happening with Carrie. I mean, Anouk is a great offensive player too, but you got to change things up. You got to stay on Anouk. They've gotten a point from Anouk. That ball's out of bounds.
Set gets drifting inside. Gina just doesn't get enough wheels to get inside and hit that ball, and she hits it out wide. I think it's the proper serve to go to the right sider on this side because of the wind pattern right now. And Carrie's kind of feeling it, but then again, maybe she's not. She's going to the other side trying to change something up. Feels like a good block right there. Gina gets another opportunity, a little chop cross court. And so whatever I say, they do opposite.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, I mean, Randy, you felt good about serving right side or left side based on which side you could read better as far as the hitter and how they swing at the ball. So that might have been why she served it down to the left sider. She just may feel more comfortable reaching in to the left to block the big hit.
Very true.
That's not going to help.
And that's a couple serves in the net. It's kind of rushed, you know. You got to understand, even as a young player, when you're trying to do that jump float and there's that movement, there's just such chance for mistake. Now look at the Switzerland player. She just throws that ball straight up. All of the German Ludwig, you know, they're all squared up and they serve that ball with that float and they try to get to that ball that dips down low. But here's a ball that gets set to the middle of the court, and that's a tough ball to go. I don't understand why the players try to bump the ball back to the middle of the court.
Yeah, well, they feel more comfortable hitting from there. That's all. My preference would be to always set to the right side if I'm playing the right side. I just feel more comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
You know, unless I'm a natural left-sider, I would stay on the right side. But you know, a lot of these, particularly the gals, they set behind them, and the reason why they do that is because they want the block to move.
A lot of times that doesn't happen, and for the most part, you know, we've got flat sand beaches, and obviously this is a setup arrangement with the sand being a flat. But as the day goes on, that hole gets deeper in the middle there. And I have to say, in the olden days when we used to play the game we used to play dugout courts, that it was very difficult. That's why you set the ball out to the pin each and every time.
Wait, those days are over. Professional volleyball now, they rake the court. If you watch in between games, in between even timeouts, they'll be out there raking the court to make sure they don't get dug out. But you're right. We used to play in tournaments, and if in the middle of the court, you'd be a foot deeper than at the net.
And here's a little play by Walsh and Anouk, and she's attacking the ball. And maybe this is the moment so that she was being tested right here. And there's a good block again, trying to be tested as she shoots the ball over the block. Well, that maybe if we're looking at those replays just like that, maybe that's the answer that we're getting right there. That maybe that's not the way to go. But
no, I'm looking at this game. I see Carrie. She hasn't made any errors hitting. Anouk has. If you're looking for an error, you've got to go to Anouk. At this point, I mean, just from what we've seen this match, you know, every match is different. You play against Carrie and Anouk in a different match, and they could play completely different. Maybe Carrie has trouble. I don't know. But every match is different, even if, you know, the same team can play differently in another match.
Gina Urango back to serve. She goes to the right sider, trying to go and gobble up some points, but there's a big swing, and maybe again, just a big. It's a better set because of that, pushing that ball up into the wind and putting that, but just hammers this ball across court, just with the big authority. And Anouk is back to serve from the left side. Let's see who their target is. It's probably going to go to Gina. And obviously, whatever I say again goes the opposite way. And there's Caitlin with a great swing over there.
Yeah, that's not a close set either. That was 3-4 feet off the net, and she hit that with authority.
Yeah, what I like about it is the back set that puts the ball out to the right hand with the wind floating it out there, so that you got that, chop that ball cross court into the wind again. Which is a good play.
There's an ace.
There's an ace.
Oh no, referee calls it out.
Yeah, somebody's got to check that mark.
Wow.
That mark needs to be checked. You need to get off the stand, and you need to go over and take a look. We're not going to get a whole great view out of that.
I can see the ball mark right here.
And here it is. This is the proper.
She's looking at it.
This is the proper move. Yeah, she kicks the sand.
She doesn't want to be. She's not going to change the call.
She doesn't. She.
Let's see what she calls.
Indeed, out. Point to Carrie and Anouk.
Calls it out.
13-11.
She's stuck with her own call.
That's a terrible call.
Kind of hard for that to see it on that angle. Too far away.
Ooh. Wow. What a cover on the knees right next to the net. Gina gobbles this ball, the cut shot up, chops it back, and makes the mistake and hits it into the net.
It was a great idea.
You know, they kind of let down after that. You know, you feel like you got 1 point, you just got robbed. The referee doesn't make the call for you. All of a sudden, now you got a receive serve, and it's just really kind of a a half try on that play, and they don't score, and sure enough, Carey goes and takes care of business, and sure enough gets tooled off that play. So Walsh and Jennings and Vergé-Dépré up 14-11, game 2.
Right. Okay, nice play. And Anook's hanging in there. I mean, there's really no weakness on Carey and Anook's side of the court.
I don't like the serve from the right side to the right sider right there. It's just the pass goes straight up, and it's a perfect pass by Anook, and you can see the ping pong that just works perfectly. There's a great shot by Caitlin Ledoux up and over the block.
Remember, we'll be here all weekend long playing volleyball, stadium court, and the feature courts for p1440. Don't get lost in all there is to do here in San Jose.
Oh, that's not going to work. You know, you gotta get a sense that they don't think they can win at this point. They're down by 3 points. They're making service errors, hitting errors. Carey and Anook are playing really well. Off the top of the block, another point. That's a 4-point lead.
Well, Carey pulled out a really good player out of Switzerland. Anook Depré, she's just too consistent right now, and she's playing at the high level with Carey, and it's a very difficult team to play against right now. And there's a good block at the net. Again, there's another shot. Very smart. I have to say, I'm a little impressed with Caitlin Ledoux. She took second in Seattle with April Ross in the AVP, and she's done some good things on with the FIVB Tour. She's up and coming, and she's a player to look at. I thought this game would be a lot closer than it is, and again, with a 5-point lead, I think this game is kind of in the books right now. That makes it 19-13.
You just watch Carey and Anook, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. They're not making any errors. And let's check out, there it is, a standing jump serve. It didn't work for her, but you know, it's interesting. You mentioned it earlier, Randy. A lot of the Europeans do that the same thing. They stand just behind the line and they jump it and hit a floaty.
The German Ludwig was especially known for that in the Olympic Games in Rio, where she would stand there and hit the top of that ball and it would dip down on the big girls. And here we come up to almost point game, 19-14, with a great swing by Carey Walsh.
This is a big hit by Carey. Up high, really strong swing. Again, her shoulder seems like it's really in good shape. Out of bounds.
We're going to switch sides and come back with
point
and
match.
Point for Carey and Anook.
Timeout. They're going to go and just hang us out a little bit longer, down by 5. They're waiting for
that timeout.
They're waiting for the earthquakes. I mean, the earthquake.
A little late for a timeout. I just felt the wind pick up. I wonder if it's going to get stronger as the day goes on.
Well, they need a tornado right now to go and change things in this game with Walsh and Jennings up.
I think they just wanted more TV time.
Yep, 21-13 first game, up 20-15 second set right now. Pretty much this game's in the books unless somebody really got hurt. In the meantime, here
at 1 p.m., the finals will be live on ABC.
So this is a winner's bracket match, so the loser will continue on. They'll have to play more matches to get back into the situation where they can play in the finals, but it's not impossible.
This is one of 6 matches that are going on simultaneously right now. And Hovland and Dodd are commentating on the other second court outside the feature court. here at Platform 1440 in San Jose. Invitational.
Oh, Carey.
And there's a
Point
little
match.
serve. She wants to go and get that ace serve for game, and she goes for it like that. And that's kind of, again, the pet peeve of ours. Get that ball in, especially point game. I remember hearing that over and over again as a young kid. And here is Gina back to serve. She needs to come up with some magic, and she serves that ball down the line. I like that. This ball is going to hit cross court. Oh, no, it hits down the line and out of bounds, but maybe off the block, and that's it.
Referee called a touch.
That's it. Carrie Walsh Jennings, Urango Vergé-Dépré take down Caitlin Ledoux and Gina Urango into 21-13, 21-16 in a pretty good dominant play by this team. We thought this would be a little closer. There was some really good play by both teams, but unfortunately the nod goes to Carrie Walsh with the Switzerland player on her side. Just playing very, very high level right now. It's kind of fun to watch. These look at
that's it.
They're almost the same height, right? They almost look the same. They look everything. There's a mirror image. So we're going to be back and seeing a bunch more matches come back with us at the P1440 San Jose. We'll be back.